I'm Amy, I'm living in Chrysalis, and this channel is now in review. What does that mean for those of you who are unfamiliar with the YouTube terminology? That means that that this channel now has over 1,000 subscribers and has finally hit the 4,000 hour watch time mark within a year. So of course that can fluctuate some day to day for a while, but I'm hoping by now that I'm solidly enough over the 4,000 watch hours that I won't dip in and out of review. But what does this mean to you? Well, that means that if things go my way, you may occasionally see advertising on the channel. Please don't skip the ads. I'll make them skippable in case they're, really long and obnoxious. But if they're not, don't skip the ads. Because then eventually YouTube will pay me. And that would be amazing. All right, I still don't see anybody here yet, and I forgot my monitor phone, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that yet. Okay, I see one person in the chat, perhaps. That's all right. But whoop, or not. Okay. But I'm really excited, of course, because the channel going into review is a real step on my way. On my way to what? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe eventually getting a paycheck from Google. I've got the worst freaking sinus headache. I know something's coming, like a sinus infection or something. I'm underthrilled. I'm like, I don't want to have to try to deal with a doctor's appointment during all of this, but my sinuses are killing me. At some point this evening, when I'm done with this, I'm going to wind up taking a nice long hot shower. Oh, that's my son. He's not feeling well either. I really hope it's not the Rona. But okay, well, I still don't see anybody. But you know what? It is immaterial because I am going to just get ready to do things, and hopefully, excuse me, I just ate. Hopefully, by the time I'm ready to draw a palette from the basket of shame, hopefully by then we'll know something's going on. Okay. Right. Wow. 3 minutes and no people. This is unusual. Okay, well, that's all right. I'm just going to carry on. Getting ready, and if we don't have a chat, we don't have a chat. It's okay. It'll be all right. It's been a few days since I've been on because I haven't been feeling the greatest, but I wanted to go on again before my impending sinus infection. Excuse me. I try so hard not to do that on camera. If you're catching me on the replay, I really, truly appreciate it. And I hope if you haven't already, you'd consider liking, subscribing, turning on the bell, all that good stuff. Oh, gosh. Okay, this feels like really neat right now with the sinuses acting up. What really annoys me is now I'm going to have to wind up leaving the house to get something to drain my freaking sinuses, and I don't want to. Well, I'm down to my last 2 liters of Diet Dr. Thunder, so I may have to go ahead and do it. I don't have much money to finish out the month, so I'm really trying not to buy anything. Well, plus there's that whole going into stores and being around people, which normally I like doing, but this is not normal. Nothing is normal. Oh, excuse me. No, I did not just scoop up boogers with this. That did not happen. I promise. I swear. See, like I said, I'm not feeling all that great. And why on earth is nobody here now? Oh well, it's fine. Okay, well, maybe it'll give you a chance to talk a little bit about my techniques. What I like to do with foundation is rather than put it on the back of my hand, I like to use the silly sponge, not to blend it in. And I think that's where people kind of expected too much of the silly sponge. They're like, oh, remember silly sponges? They were around for 10 minutes and then, they didn't work. They do work, but what they work for is spreading around product and kind of distributing it evenly before you buff it in. So that's why I like to use this item, even though it's not trendy anymore. Then I buff in my foundation. On occasion, if a foundation is really liquidy or something, or if I have other reasons, I'll use just a traditional foundation brush. But this would not be the last thing I use because you tend to wind up with less even application and sometimes some like streaking from brush marks. So this is secondary, and God, my brushes are so dirty, especially that one. What I like to do is take a buffing in sort of foundation brush like this one or this one, which really needs a bath, and then just buff it in to smooth it out after I distribute with a silly sponge. Also, I feel like when I do it this way, less product winds up trapped in my brush. Yeah, this brush has not been washed in quite some time. That's why it looks like this. It's not that, that I'm somehow mistaken and all kinds of product gets in the brush. No, it's just that I'm gross and don't wash my brushes nearly often enough. Okay. Now for my next step, I like to contour. What I've been using for a cream contour is the Color Tattoo by Maybelline Toughest Taupe, because it's a very nice taupe. It's not warm, it's not too cool. It's a really nice neutral shaded taupe. But of course, adjust accordingly for your skin type. I also have an Anastasia Beverly Hills one. I'm just trying to use this up. Now, for a long time, I was just applying this with my finger, but then I ran across this BH Cosmetics brush set in TJ Maxx. And I spent $10 on the whole set really for this brush. Because this to me is fantastic contouring brush. It fits in the little pot here. Yeah, I know it's getting a little weird, but that's just because I'm finally running low on this stuff. I might actually buy another one when I'm done, who knows, but I have that Anastasia one. And I'd like to do a comparison, but I don't want to do a comparison with this one because it's very, very old. Now, when I go in to contour my cheeks, what I do is I feel around with my finger and I find where my cheekbone starts to go in, which is right about there. Now for me, I have kind of a natural divot here. So I try not to go too far off from that line. See how that goes? That's just a natural divot for me. But what I like to do to try to make my cheekbones look just a little bit higher is I find where the contouring goes down, and then I actually hit right above. I know in most of my lives you don't see me actually taking the time for this, but I know nobody in the chat yet, so we might as well. Like so. You can also use contouring to kind of even out the height of your cheekbones if you feel like they are not even. For instance, for me, this side of my face overall is higher than this side. So, for instance, if I only do it by the cheekbone line, you can see how this is lower than this. So what I'll do is I'll kind of raise this a little bit more to try to even out the line. I mean, the thing with contouring and other makeup tricks is you have to be subtle about it. If you're not subtle, then you basically walk around looking like a clown. People do a lot more of it on film, Instagram, video because of the way cameras work. But in real life, well, either way, it's not blended. But for real life, excuse me, I do less and make it much more subtle than I do on camera. Now see, as a jowl. Part of it is because of fat, part of it's because of mold, and part of it is because that's the way my face is shaped. It's the trifecta of jowls. But in order to minimize that effect, what I'll do is I'll go over the jowl. See, my jaw bone is actually right there. Let me show you on this side now. See, my jaw bone is right there. See? That's where the bone is. That's where the skin goes. So then what I do is I try to, I follow the shape of the jaw bone, but again, rather than go right under it, because I'm trying to hide my jowls, I go a bit over. And especially because I have this divot and a pointed chin, I can really look a little odd if I don't contour just right. And then I kind of stamp and brush. Let me do the other side here. Okay, that's where my jawbone is. But if I just ran across that line, then what happens is then the jowl actually gets accentuated. So I'm going to hit the bone without stretching the skin to show it. Hi, I see one person here. Hey, how's it going? I'm just waiting for some more people to join the chat, if such a thing is going to happen. Oh, my sinuses have been bugging the crap out of me, so I haven't been on it a few days. Oh, there's a like! Yay! I don't know who's here yet because I don't see a chat thingy. Excuse me. Okay, so see what I just did there? The jowl is darkened, so the idea is to make that recede. So then we see more straight jawline and less freaking jowl. I also have a very, very slight divot in my chin there. Just a little bit, like the hint of a cleft. You can feel it more than see it. So what I'm trying to do is just hit it. Golden Coin, hi, how are ya? Slow night for me so far. Oh, my sinuses have been killing me. Good evening, I think. Yeah, I know, right? Fire, woo woo. Yep, I'm in review. I'm so excited about that. I just wanted to wait a few days to make sure I was pretty solidly in review as far as the watch time, because what happened was the watch time was, you know, it had hit 4,000 minutes, and then YouTube said that not all of it was public. So I don't know what happened with that, but it's okay. All is well now. Yes, I'm contouring my nose. You can kind of see if I contour along the lines of my nose, then we get a big ripple effect there. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to sort of straighten the line out and narrow the tip of the nose because it's a little bulby there. Not bad, but I just wanted want to make it look a bit more refined than it actually is. Without plastic surgery, because that one broke. Besides, well, I know a lot of people who have beauty channels do have procedures done, especially. I feel like it's kind of unfair in a way. Oh gosh, my freaking sinuses. Oh no. Wow, this has not happened before. I am 15 minutes in and we have 0 people in the chat. Okay, well, that's all right. So here we go. Just a simple contour. Maybe I won't pulling a palette out. I don't know. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to take a different buffing brush. It's like a blush and contour cream brush. You're waiting for the chatty peeps too, yes. I know, right? It's weird. Usually I have people within the first 5 minutes. Audra, hi! Oh, finally. Oh, good. I was starting to wonder if everybody went to sleep tonight, which is not unreasonable. Okay. So then I'm just going to go in, and when I buff, what I'm doing is buffing up toward the center of my nose rather than down, because I don't want to pull the contour away. I just spent a good bit of effort putting it toward the center of my nose to try to narrow it. So it would be kind of dumb if I then start pulling it away. So when I buff in. Like, now in real life, this looks like more than it actually, or this is more than I would actually wear outside, but I kind of wanted to be able to show you the lines, and there's cameras and such, and I'm not going anywhere. And then with the chin contour, the same. I'm brushing it up, because if I pull it down, then it'll serve to go away. For the contour, I'm brushing it up. Oh no! Oh, okay. Girl, no, Audra says she just lost her job again. This time it's me, not them. I'm finally going to work for myself. Good for you. Fantastic. I'm thrilled. And again, with the contouring, I'm going up. Yeah, I'm still waiting for unemployment to call me. I think I may have missed a call on Friday, which is crazy. And then when I went into my settings, I discovered that my ringtone was only at half level. So I fixed that. And I don't know if it was unemployment, because the state said that calls from the state are going to be at coming from like private and restricted numbers. So who knows? Was it unemployment? Was it a bill collector? It's like the Schrodinger's unemployment. I don't know. Okay. So see, like I said, I'm buffing it up to, again, try to minimize the look of that jowl. See? All right. And with the cheekbones the same, I'm going to kind of buff it up and in, because I'm trying to carve out those cheekbones a bit more and raise the appearance of them. I know it's looking like I'm like blending a bit too much and getting a bit too brown there, but don't worry, I'll fix that. This is just sort of the beginning of the journey. And yes, it's screwing with my hair, but my hair is really dirty, so I'm not going to take it down. I'm just gross right now. But I didn't want to take a shower until I did the dishes, because I always get my pajamas or my clothes or whatever completely wet in the front before I do. But before I'm done with the dishes. So I prefer to do the dishes, then wait a little bit and take a shower. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this rather gungy microfiber towel down here to clean that off. Then with the blush, what I used to do is, I used to use the powder brush to carve a cheekbone, but now that, that's so 80s. And okay, all right, there we are. But as I was saying, that the blush coming all the way back to the cheekbone doesn't really look natural, so nobody's doing that anymore, and that's a good thing. So what I'm going to do is take my blush and I'm going to put it sort of like the upper center of my cheeks. I don't like the blush on the apples thing. For one thing, I feel like it flattens out my cheekbones, and for another thing, I don't think it looks natural. People don't blush. Most people don't blush there. If you notice, a lot of them kind of blush cut sort of more toward the center of the cheek rather than the apple. So I'm going to hit that, blend it out, sort of into the contour, like so and so. Then for highlighter, and again, this is not that I favor cream products. This is that I'm trying to use them up, and why waste my good stuff when I'm usually not even leaving the house anymore? Okay. This is a Becca Opal cream. And this I usually just do with my fingers, and I try to hit along, again, when we talk about the bones, I try to hit along the top of the cheekbone, pushing up toward the eye socket, but not entirely. And with me, I like to do it from the apples of my cheeks. Not everybody does. It really depends on your facial structure. For me, I like to do it from the apples of my cheeks because I'm trying to make them look plumper, more raised. Some people prefer to just highlight there, which is fine. I don't really like to do that, and I don't usually like to highlight around the eye socket either. I'm more about trying to raise and bring out my cheekbones. So that's why I do it the way I do. See what I mean there? Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking. Oh, eyebrows, right. Exactly, Audra. Yeah. And I'm discussing my motives in how I apply my makeup, because when someone looks at their face and they want to create certain illusions, you need to know what you're dealing with and then how to go about it. Now with my eyebrows, I'm uneven there too. It might be harder to see on camera, but while both my eyebrows are low and both my eyes are hooded, this eyebrow is lower. And this eye is higher, so that makes it look even more lopsided. This eye is actually a little bigger too, so sometimes in photographs I get what looks like a Popeye effect. Once one of my doctors looked at me and said, "I want you tested for Graves' disease," because my eye just looks wonky. But I don't have Graves' disease, so that's cool. So what I do, and part of it is from plucking. Like I'll try to make some adjustments while plucking my eyebrows, but then I also, for instance, I'm going to go above my brow line and just do line there. Oh, that is not what I wanted there. There's always something, right? Normal person, but I think that happens with all of us. You get used to doing something, you do it. Okay, so see, I'm raising that eyebrow, and then I'm just gonna kind of fill that in, because what I get is, the hair's more sparse there, and then it gets quite thick. So I'm just gonna thicken this out a bit. I'm not trying to give myself Instagram brow, but also with my plucking, my like this tail comes down much closer than this one does. So I also have to adjust for that with plucking and with makeup. Because otherwise what happens, and you'll see it in a lot of my older videos, is then my eyes will look very closed off by my eyebrows. And when you look at TV and movies, a lot of the women you'll see their eyebrows are further out. There's more space in here than I come by naturally. So I use makeup to fix that. Like so. Now let me do the other one. I know this is like mega, this is wind up being mega demonstration, but that wasn't the plan. I was hoping things would get chattier, but it just hasn't happened yet. Did Otter duck out? It's okay, I get it. I don't know, tutorials aren't as popular anymore, but I still feel the need to do them on occasion. And again, you see what I'm doing? I'm still trying to bring this out, but because this eyebrow naturally goes out further than this one, I'm not going as far outside the line there. And I'm still going to come in just a little bit, not to bring the line in, but just to keep it very narrow, close to the hair there. You can see that. Now, I like to keep kind of a sharp point there. I only have a couple hairs there, but I feel like when I don't emphasize that point, it just kind of brings my eyes down. So I really try to fill that in. Now, because this eyebrow is higher than this one naturally, while I am going to fill in that little point, I'm not going to go very far above the eyebrow line there. Instead, I'm coming underneath. Hey, Elnegs, I just wound up in a review, so I was hoping to do a chat, but a lot of people aren't coming in, so I'm basically just doing like detailed demos until the chat starts popping, which may not happen. I don't know. Ah, my sinuses are killing me. Oh my gosh, they really are. Like I woke up today, like they've been feeling weird for the last couple of days, but today I woke up and it's just like, oh my God. So I figure if it doesn't feel better by tomorrow, I'm going to get some sort of sinus draining over the counter medicine thing because I don't want to deal with going to the doctor's office. Okay. So like I said before, because I went over this eyebrow to bring it up, I'm going to go under here to bring it down to even out the appearance of the eyebrows. Whoa, that is a bit more stuff than I wanted. Aw, thanks, Elnex. 805 Bird. Hey, how you doing? And again, I'm just going to fill this in. I don't want to make it too blocky. I still want to make it, kind of strokes. But I don't want that. But I feel like a common mistake a lot of people make when they pluck their eyebrows is, the guides will say to hold it up by your nose and then pluck from there. But that doesn't work for everybody, especially if your nose is not completely straight down. Like mine's got a bit of a bulb there. So if I do that, then I wind up with brows out to there, which I think just looks odd. So you really have to kind of measure it against your own face. So what I would recommend if you have a bulb at the end of your nose is I would push in the bulb and go more with the bridge. See? And that gets us to where I am, which I feel is a more natural look. I feel like when a lot of people pluck away these areas, it tends to bring their eyes like out and down, which is not a look I favor. But again, it really depends on your individual face, because if some people bring their brows in as far as I bring mine, then they look angry. So there's a certain degree of experimentation through it. The guidelines that are given, of course, are only guidelines. Your eyebrows are cousins, not sisters. Mine too. Well, actually, I'd say mine are maybe half sisters. So I do what I can with plucking and with makeup to try to even them out and at least make them look like full sisters instead of half sisters. And like, I've never waxed my brows. I always pluck. Elnix is, one of his eyebrows grows one way and the other goes another way. Oh my gosh. Bird says her brows are distant cousins. Yay, okay, we're finally getting people here. Woohoo! Oh, my hands feel dry. We put in the pear. Yes, I love my little pear. And that, I bought this around Christmas time, and it's starting to go down. So I'm gonna start Googling for a nice pear scented lotion to put back in this, because I love my pear. Oh gosh, ow! Sorry, I'm getting a heck of a sinus headache. That's why I really wanted to go on tonight, because I don't know if I'm going to get sicker. So I want to give myself a few days for whatever sinus draining over-the-counter crap I'm going to buy. Well, besides, I got to go to the pharmacy tomorrow anyway to pick up my prescription. So I guess I may actually go inside and talk to people. Besides, my pharmacy's Rite Aid. And oh, right, I can't. I was going to say, I'd really like to try some of, yes, it does. It smells wonderfully like pear. And I don't have much money. I had like $50 for the month, and a subscriber so incredibly kindly sent me $25 by PayPal. So it's like, I told my husband yesterday, it's like, oh, the channel's first donation. Yay. I mean, I'm going to try hard not to spend it, but it's really nice. It's just so touching to know that it's there. And if I don't wind up having to spend it on necessities, I'll buy something nice for the channel. Of course, we still don't have any sign of stimulus or refund. Yeah, it really is. I'm so touched. I mean, I don't want to be an e-bagger, but I do have links there for a reason. Because you go, bro. Hobbyist, hi! Wow, everybody's just tardy today, but that's okay. I'm so happy to see you guys. Yay! I was getting worried there. I thought we weren't going to have us a chat. Okay, well, I did the bulk of the bulk of the true tutorial part. So we're just coming up on time to pick something from the basket of shame. But I'm assuming you guys saw from my thumbnail. Woo, woo, channels in review. Woo, woo, channels in review. Woo, woo, channels in review. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yeah, I love pear scent too, Elnags. It was funny because I picked this up at CVS around Christmas time. It was just, in those little bins by the door, not by the door, I'm sorry, but, between the aisles and the cash register, there's that like row of shelves and bins. So I picked this out of there. They had an apple one too, but the apple one was just like flat red, but this pear looks like a pear. It has the painted texture on it. Excuse me, the painted color differentiation. Golden Coin thinks the big bottle I drink from is part of my channel brand. Yep. Complete and total Hanyak here. That's what my grandmother used to call us when we were acting up. She'd say, don't be a Hanyak. My sinuses are absolutely killing me. But I'm really happy about being in review. And I've been keeping an eye on the minutes because I took those in review photos, I think, early yesterday morning, but I'm keeping an eye to make sure that I don't dip back out of review because I want to stay in review. Okay, before I choose a lip color, have I seen the Charlotte Tilbury mystery boxes? No. No, no. I can't look at that stuff. Come on, I don't have any money. I've been out of work for a month, and before that, I'd only been back to work for a week. So yeah, I mean, I'd been on like $100 a week disability for 13 weeks, or no, excuse me, 12 weeks because they don't pay you for the first week, bastards. Or was it more? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Because my surgery was on November 25th, and then they make you wait a week until the disability starts kicking in, but I only got $100 a week, which is better than a sharp stick in the eye, but still not a lot of money. So I was already under pressure, and then I had to buy clothes. I'm sure some of you may have seen my clothing haul video. Yeah. So then I had to drop some money on clothes to go back because I got fat. And then I go back to work for 1 week. 1 week. And then the Rona hit. So yeah, been under a bit of pressure. But I got really lucky, and one of my jobs wound up giving us like an extra 2 weeks worth of pay, which was great. But no, not so much. But I was at least able to catch up everything. So like, the phone bill's current, the cable bill's current, that sort of thing. Well, cable bill, the internet. We don't have cable. We don't subscribe to any cable service whatsoever. It's just our internet is through the cable company. So that's what I mean. Because what am I going to do without internet? Oh my gosh, my house will be a war zone without internet. I don't know how people were able to talk. Oh, you wish you were getting the stim? L-Negs, you're not getting it? We should be getting it, but I have no idea when. Because I didn't put direct deposit on the tax return because I didn't want it to get seized from a judgment from a private student loan. I mean, and it's crazy too. Like, okay, these so-called private student loans, apparently you can't discharge them in bankruptcy. You can't, you can't get them dismissed as uncollectible, after the 6 years or whatever, but you also can't consolidate them with your federal student loans. So it's like, okay, these bastards just have the best of both worlds. It just sucks. So because of that, I didn't dare have a big chunk of money hitting my bank account because it would go bye, bye, bye. So I asked for a paper check. So apparently I'm not going to be seeing any money for quite some time. And I just tore a deal. That's great. That's awesome. Okay, well, let's get to it and choose a palette. Oh, yeah, Alex, I'm sorry. I wish you were getting the stim check too. I mean, it's not enough, but it's better than a sharp stick in the eye. So here we go. The basket of shame. Let me run my hands around and pick something from in the middle somewhere. Oh. Okay. Oh, wait. Or should I think I picked up a couple LA Colors things to do a full face of LA Colors. So should I save this for an LA Colors video and choose a different palette? I'm kind of leaning that way. So I think I'm going to do that. I forgot that was in there. Sorry, I'm just, doing the thing. Because I didn't bring over the extra phone that I usually use to monitor. But yeah, Charlotte Tilbury mystery boxes. I've never tried Charlotte Tilbury, and I would very much love to. Exactly. Golden coin. All the stim check does is eventually end up in the pockets of super rich. Did you see what Mnuchin said? Yeah, he thinks it's perfectly fine for the banks, for creditors to just attack it. Yeah, I know. Well, that whole stimulus package it wasn't as bad as the first bill, so the Democrats wound up caving because at least threw us po folks a bone, but still, yeah, we need another one now. I understand that Representative Amash from Michigan and some others have put forth a bill for like $2,000 a month for people until the unemployment rate hits previous levels, which would be great, but I'm not going to hold my breath. The Canadians can do it, but us, I'm not going to hold my breath because I'll die before the Rona even hits me. Okay, let's do this again. I'm not going to do that LA colors because I want to do a dedicated video. Imagine how much of that check will be spent at Walmart. No kidding. Okay, well, you know what? Well, normally, I know this would be kind of boring. It's just a very simple trio. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a Charlotte Tilbury palette I've got my eye on, definitely, but next, but I don't have any money. I mean, come on, let's get real. Okay, so I think I am actually going to use this. This is the Smashbox Nudie Pick Light. And I'm going to go ahead and use this even though I know it's not terribly exciting and I know Golden Coin will be disappointed because there's no gold in it. But because this seems to have wound up so far being a large like contouring demo, I think these very neutral colors will be good for additional demonstration purposes. Let's put it that way. All right. So because that's simple, let's get into lips. I don't have a lip pencil out here, but I'll use a crayon. Okay. Now, bear in mind. Oh, thank you, Golden Coin. They say they won't be disappointed. Okay, so with the crayon. Now, what's happened to my lips over time, because, I'm old, is they have been dropping. And where they've really been dropping is kind of there. Oh, thank you, Golden Coin. They say it's fascinating, all the different looks. So this kind of tends to go in more where it didn't used to. And I actually have a semi-sharp Cupid's bow that I kind of started rounding out a bit in the 90s. But when I apply my lipstick, actually, no, I'm not going to use the crayon. I'm going to use this one because it still has a point on it. So you can kind of see where the point is. Okay. So when I apply lipstick, because I want to keep the dip in my Cupid's bow, I don't really like it when people gloss over it. Like they think we're not going to notice that the lipstick is covering skin and skin there and not lip. So what I do when I apply lipstick is you go in and you kind of X in so that you get that sharp line there. And you do that on the other side. Like so. So it doesn't just gloss over it. Now, some people like to do that, but I don't like that look. I can always tell. Unless they actually Photoshop it out, but even then I can usually tell. Okay, so then see what happens if I actually follow the rest of my lip line? If I go just inside my lip line, see, it still kind of disappears. But if you go just slightly on top of the lip line, then it gives you a bit more. See, I can show you here. Golden Coin is noticed too. Golden Coin also says some people outline with a different shade. Yes. Like a lot of times what you can do is outline with a darker shade and then kind of brush it in and then do a lighter shade on the inside, and that makes the lips look more full. So now you see my Cupid's bow looks very, very pointy there because I went inside my lip line there. Well, with this one, to soften it out a bit, what I do is take the tip and I do that thing. This is before. Oops, sorry. And you can see there, I am going outside the lip line, but only slightly. The trick with any of this is to be very subtle. You see the difference? And then on this side, I'm going to go inside again so you can get a good comparison here. See how just these very little subtle touches make this side of my lips look much fuller than this one? Oh my gosh, the lopsidedness is killing me. Let me fix it. But again, the key with a proper overdraw is it has to be subtle. And what we're seeing, especially these days, is, but also in classic movies, is the overdraw is not subtle. Like if you look at the old photographs of Lucille Ball, and then like if I feel like this is too pointy, I'll just hit it with a finger and smooth that out just a little bit. Voila. You can see I'll come in real close. So you can see there is an overdraw, but you have to keep it subtle. Otherwise it looks ridiculous, especially in real life. I mean, I even see ridiculous overdraw in lipstick ads. Like, what are you doing? Why? Why are you doing this? It doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't look good. So, I don't know who the heck they think they're fooling, but it ain't me. Okay. Let's see, are people still here? Okay. Oh, we're back down to 2. That's okay. It happens. Excuse me. I'm going to go into Voila, Ye Olde eyeshadow primer. Oh, ah. All right. And I'm going to go into the setting shade because this is the Smashbox. Hi, Diana. Thank you so much. This is the Smashbox Nudie Pick Light, which is just a very neutral eyeshadow trio. But while I drew it randomly, I think it's perfect for today's look because I've already been doing so many contouring demos. So I'm going to show how to do it on the eyes. All right, so I'm just going into the setting shade and putting it on top of my primer. Now, sometimes if I want more color impact from my eyeshadows, I won't use a setting shade. But today I'm going to because this is all about contouring. So this also helps to even out the color of the eyelid skin. For instance, for me especially, I have some sort of yellow discoloration around my eyes. When I was a teenager, it was just kind of up in here, so it was like, oh, free eyeshadow, but it's drifted. All right. So let me pull out my favorite brush as soon as I find it. Aha! I think this one's probably my favorite brush. And it's cheap too, which is weird. It almost looks like a very skinny toothbrush. No. But I like this for a sweep here. Now, and Artful Years with Diana, you should certainly understand using shade and light to, sorry, that's a makeup joke, but, you know, light and shade to highlight and recede areas that you want done. So I'm going to take this sort of neutrally taupe, browny, taupe-ish color, but it's not as cool as my contour. And what I'm trying to do is to minimize the hooding here. Oh, Audra, your internet kicked you out. That sucks. Okay, so as you can see, my eyes are hooded. That means that you cannot see most or all of my mobile eyelid. So many times when I do my eyes up and I look down or I blink, it's like you get a little surprise. Nothing's going to be that glamorous today, but what I'm trying to do is to recede some of the skin up here so that it doesn't look as extreme. Now, I'm not one of those people that tries to make my eyes look like they're not hooded and almost fake an additional eyelid. I've seen tutorials that do that. Smita, somebody or other, does that quite a bit, but I'm not doing that. So I'm going to start with this brush. I don't know what it's called. I just kind of call it my sweeper. I'm not going to do the outer corner there because I'm going to use a darker shade for that. So what I'm going to do, and I'll just show you with my finger, normally I just do this by feel, is I'm going to start here well above, probably about a 1/4 inch above the corner of my eye there. I'm going to start there and I'm sweeping in. Now, what I don't want to do is hit right under the arch, because I do want some differentiation there, just not as much. And I'm just going to bring this in and kind of down just to make it look neat. This is just going to be a very simple look today, so we're going more into technique and shading. Now you can see even with that, the effect we're getting now is what Wayne Goss calls a straight line, that he likes to use for hooded eyes, where you start here and it just kind of goes out. So that is a technique that one can do. I prefer to do it a little differently, and I'll show you on my other eye. Let me just emphasize Wayne Goss's straight line here. So see, even though it looks like I'm bringing it up, it's not quite enough, because as you can see, once I fully open my eye, the hooded eye life chose me. So I'm going to do on my other eye my preferred technique, which is I wind up starting almost like his technique. And one thing I really like about this brush is it gives you a pretty clean line down here in the actual crease. And when you have hooded eyes, when people say, that they're using whatever shade in their crease, you would actually put it up. If you have hooded eyes, you would put it above your crease so that it actually shows. Because if this color actually went into my crease, we'd never see it again. As it is, even though this is above my natural crease a bit, when I open my eye, there's still quite a bit we don't see. Okay, so there's the Wayne Goss, the straight eye. I don't like that for me. I prefer to go a little further up. So then And that's another thing I really like about this brush is that I can kind of follow my brow line a bit. Oh, thank you, Diana. Yeah, you should have seen me at the beginning of the video. I looked a bit more busted there. So see, I'm kind of going up, and while I'm following my eyebrow line, I'm not going all the way up. And usually I use an art shade to differentiate that. This trio doesn't have an art shade. I may wind up having to go back in with my setting shade, depending. Okay, but you see how with this straight eye technique, you see a lot more skin overhang there. And then with this, it seems to have a gentler look, where I don't look quite so angry. All right, I'm going to do this to the other eye too, because having it look so uneven is driving me crazy. Again, and I really like this because it's so narrow but long, so I can really sculpt there and come close to my arch without actually, you know, if I'm careful enough, not taking this all the way up to the brow, so then I have to go back in and cut that again. And I'm just going to take just a fluffy brush, fluffier brush here, and just blend it out a little bit. And you can see I kind of nicked myself with a little bit of powder spray, but I'll clean that up with concealer in a few minutes. Okay, so that's where we are now. You see how the skin overhanging doesn't look quite as stark? That was my goal, to soften that look. Now, it's another one of my favorite brushes. Again, this is such a cheap set, but I really like these brushes. So I'm going back into the trio. This time I'm going into the darkest shade. Oh, they do have names. Okay, so this is Vanilla, Sable, and Sumatra. I'm going into Sumatra now. And some people use tape. I can do it by eye usually, but you know what? For this demonstration, I'll use tape. So just Scotch tape. Got the cute pink one. Put it. Thank you, Diana. She sees it. She said, I see that though, very subtle. So I'm just hitting this on the back of my hand a few times so it's not too sticky and peels up my foundation. And you see how my eye kind of tips up here, but then the upper lid comes down a bit. I want to sort of mitigate that effect to give the eye more of a lift. So what I do is, and again, you have to kind of adjust this to your own face. The effect I choose is to bring the eyeshadow, bring the outer shadow right there and straighten this out a bit so that it lifts and doesn't bring it down. So that's where my tape is. Like I said, normally I just do this by feel because I'm used to it, but for demonstration purposes, I'll do that. Now, I try not to hit the outer edge of my brow. If I do, I don't think it's such a big deal, but some people don't really like it. And another reason why I like this brush is because I have this spot here that doesn't like to take eyeshadow, so I wind up having to kind of stamp it in. And then because I like to stamp and sweep is what I call it. And see, even there, it's like a little spot. Oh, Lee, you missed that. I put the tape on my hand a few times first to kind of reduce the stickiness. She asked if the tape pulls off the foundation and powder and such. Yeah, but I put it on my hand a few times, so it's not very sticky. It's more like Post-it note sticky now. And then see, I'm bringing it down, and I'm going to kind of lift my lid and tip my eye back so you can see what I'm up to here. No worries, lady. It's a good question, and I'm glad you came in and asked. I'm so happy I'm in review. Woo woo. But it's been slow going tonight, so I figured I might as well just do an in-depth demo. Nice old-fashioned tutorial with shading and such. Shading and contouring and such. So okay, here goes the thing. And because I hit it on my hand, it's not pulling at my skin. Et voila. It's actually a little lower than I normally do it, but that's okay. I'm just gonna... I can take a small eyeshadow brush here and just bring this Sumatra out into this corner. Could have patched that in. I probably should have done that before, but that's okay. I don't use the tape very much because I normally do it by hand and it winds up even a little higher, but it's all right. It's good. Everything is well. Everything is awesome. Oh, Diana says she hopes I have a better experience with being in review. She was in review for 3 months. Wow. Ouch. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it. And I've heard that the review process had been getting faster, but now, with the Rona, I don't know, because as many people as possible are working from home. So we'll see. I'm just excited to have hit that threshold, because my 2-year anniversary is coming up next month. So it really means something to me to have even hit this threshold. I'm excited. Okay, so you kind of see where I'm going with that. And the idea again is because because the eyelid comes down, even though that tips up, I'm just trying to kind of smooth and raise that eye. Plus, that also gives the additional effect of lifting the cheekbone, which I'm a big fan of. All right. So now that I did one side with tape, I'm going to do the other side freehand, I think. Tape is a guide. Besides, it'll be kind of fun to show the difference. I don't usually use tape because I'm lazy, but then again, it's stamp and smear, because this little spot in here does not like to take eyeshadow. And this spot here does not like to take eyeshadow. So let me take my little sweeper brush and hit that spot again. I just have these 2 spots, and they're the same on each eye that just don't like to take eyeshadow. All good. I didn't know why not. It's so pretty. Take the eyeshadow. Take it! Well, yeah, see, it's not as crisp a line. I usually wind up cleaning that up some with concealer, but, kind of liking what the tape is doing for me there. That might be a future thing. And I'm going to just take this and dip just down into this corner a little bit. See, not that much different. And I like to blend the darker shadow in, but I don't want to blend too far over. But especially if the crease color is quite light, then I'll bring it in. Then I'll bring the darker shade in, especially over here, just to make sure that the skin recedes. That the look of that skin recedes. All right, and because that's hitting the eyebrow, I'm going to go ahead back into the vanilla and just really. Why did I take that brush? For my arches, I usually prefer to use an eyebrow brush. And now you can see why, because I can it's easier to control and be very precise with this, but still get a bit of that dragging effect, like so. I'm going to do that here a little bit too, just to sharpen the line between the brow and the eyeshadow. And I'm going to go up into the arch a little bit too, I think. Like so. So yeah, Diana, I mean, you're an artist, so you know it's just about creating illusions on my face. Like I've always loved theater makeup, and I used to study the classical Greek proportions and all that. So good times. You have no arch in your eyebrows. Yeah, it happens. Mine are pretty straight. I actually have to pluck quite a bit in there to get any form of arch. Okay. Now, it's with eyeliner. Whoops. Okay, that's annoying. Look at that. All right, let's go into this. So with eyeliner, what's kind of annoying is my eyelids are very uneven. Lisa's, and my bestie is messaging me, girl, I already told her I was going live. I don't know what she's doing now. No, let's see. Lisa's, her eyebrows are natural. Yeah, I'm very careful with how I pluck my eyebrows because I don't want to do the thing where you over pluck them and then and then they wind up just being thin and sparse, and then expressions change. Your look really can't much. So I avoid that like the plague. All right. So where was I? Right. My particular challenge with my hooded eyes. Now, if you can see, this eye has more exposed mobile eyelid than this one does. So I tend to use heavy eyeliner to try to take away both of them. But I'm going to try something a little different this time. I'm going to try to do it slightly unevenly, just a little bit. So I'm going to go with a thinner line up here, but I'm still going to do an over the eye wing because wings give me life. I love a winged eyeliner. Just love it. I'll be so sad when it goes out of fashion. As it probably will at some point. Man, so I'm gonna hit it there. And bring it back in. Now, because I'm doing a subtle eye look, I'm going to do a subtle wing here too. You know, I'm going to try to go along with more like a job interview wing, if that makes sense. Bit of a wing, a bit of an uplift. And I think I screwed that up. I was having a much harder time with this eye. Diana says she's never tried eyeliner or only eye pencil. I mean, yeah, this is a pencil eyeliner. Is that what you mean? Okay, let me hit that with a little bit of concealer, just a smidge there, just to fix that freaking line. Okay, that is much more concealer than I intended. Fine. I like this. I like the flat edge on this Eco Tool sponge. This is nice. That's handy for dealing with concealer. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, but you see how this is just a teeny wing? A lot of my looks I like to do a more exaggerated wing, but let's go with like job interview wing. Country club wing. Oh no, this is an eyeliner pencil. I can use liquid liner too. I'm just trying to use up some of these. But plus, I actually prefer a not black eyeliner. I mean, I use the black eyeliners, of course, but I figure since we're doing a more subtle look, I'd prefer a more subtle eyeliner too. Like this is a Marc Jacobs one. What's this shade called? I kept the baggie for it. This shade is called Earthquake, which is like sort of an like a brownish aubergine rather than straight black. So I really like that. Also, I like to kind of straighten out the tear duct a bit to just give a smoother look there, like so. The people that are in my chat more regular are like, oh my gosh, this is such a subtle look for you. It's like, yeah, this is like it's sort of a job interview look, except my nose is, I'm a little over contoured here, but that's for the camera to demonstrate the contouring techniques. I would actually blend this out a bit more in real life. Okay, so going back into the liner now, because this eyelid is heavier, I'm going to go in with I'm going to try to go in with a slightly heavier line. Ugh, this eyeliner is kind of drying a bit. This is annoying. Let me see if I can kind of work on that. There we go. I'll smooth it out. I just rubbed it against the plastic to kind of flatten that edge a bit to give me a slightly fatter line there. Then got it down by the eyelashes, filling all that in, smoothing out. I'm going to turn it to the more pointed part to smooth out the area by the tear duct. And then go back into my line. I kind of like that little trick with the flattening that edge out. I'm going to remember that. It is dragging a little, but this is kind of old, so everything I have is old. Because I don't have anything new. But I like this color. I may wind up buying this again for the color. The last time I had a Marc Jacobs eyeliner, it was actually too soft, and this one's a bit dragging, but I really think it's probably just because it's a little old, and it's all right. I'll make it work. Okay, so again, we see a slight wing. This one's a little fatter, so I'm going to just kind of bring that up a little bit to match because the eyeliner is annoying. And then I'm going to do that slight touch concealer there to sharpen that line up as well. Am I done yet? Heck no. So I don't know if we can see here. Okay, I see I want to tweak the line a little bit because you see we've got like a couple of dips there. So I'm going to smooth. Why are you messing with me? I'm going to smooth that line out a bit. Which, of course, the older we get, the harder it is. And I'm going to make a little bit more of a point on that wing, just with a little dab or two there. A little dab will do ya. Ugh, that is annoying. I hate it when I don't have a perfectly smooth wing. There we go, that's better. And this wing is a bit fatter, but I'm trying to keep it really subtle because the idea is to try to make my eyelids more even. See, I've got a little gap there, so I gotta go in by the lash line, smooth that out. I want to smooth that out too to just make a more polished look. Why are you messing with me? Ah, there we go. Finally. Okay. You see where I'm going with that. You know, the subtle makeup is actually more challenging than the outrageous things to me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but that's how I feel. And the true art is in the subtlety. And now I'm just going to hit myself with a little bit of concealer, and I'm going to fix where I accidentally got a little bit of brown eyeshadow there. Plus, I kind of like to smooth this area out too because it tends to be, like for me, a bit deep set, just like right in there, and I don't like it, so I'm trying to kind of smooth that out a bit. Plus I have congenital dark circles, which annoys me, but really the only way to fix them, I did not mean to put this much concealer on, is if I got injections. And okay, already needles freak me out, and needles like right under my eye, please stop. No. Okay. Sometimes what I'll do too, if I don't like how my concealer is looking, is I will actually hit a couple spots in there, and then sometimes I'll actually put a little bit of foundation on top of it, just kind of depending on how I feel about it. If I feel like it's too light, too bright, then I'll put a little foundation on top of it just to sort of even out the look a bit. Because it does look kind of weird in real life when people have like very bright under eyes. Diana says she's found out recently how to paint with watercolors, and the subtlety is challenging. Yeah, it really is. And I'm just going to take a touch of foundation. Now, I actually mixed two foundations together to do the look, but I'm just going to take a little bit of the lighter one this time. And I'm just kind of scraping it along the sponge there a little bit. Along the flat edge here. I really like the sponge. I like the flat edge. I'm just going to kind of pat it on. Get up under the eye and just kind of to make the effect of the concealer a bit more subtle. Blend it in a bit more with the rest of my face rather than it being too light and bright. I'm so tempted to get injections there though, because there's really just filler, because there's just not a whole lot I can do about my under eye circles. They've annoyed me forever, and I've tried everything. I've probably tried everything other than actually injections, but it's expensive and painful, and I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna use a setting powder. Lee said she wants an autocorrect laugh. Girl, I know it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in. Okay, where's my big powder brush? That's not supposed to be over there. It's supposed to be over there. I have no idea what's happening anymore. I'm just using the Revolution pink light pink loose setting powder. Of course, what color setting powder you use is up to your skin color, but this is nice. I like this one. I might even buy it again. You never know. I have a couple others I want to try, but they're in my closet, and I'm lazy. Lee says she's chatting to her Auntie Shirley. She said she was having a pneumonia shot. I asked if it was meant to be the pneumonia shot. I've had the pneumonia shot. My mom made sure I got it when I was heading to Australia, because I tend to get a lot of respiratory issues. So she didn't want me trying to deal with that when I was in another country and didn't understand the medical system. Okay, so we go there. And let's go with a little setting spray. I'm just using the Believe Beauty setting spray because it's cheap and I'm not going anywhere. Diana says, all the makeup blending is so complicated. I need to watch a beginner video on blending foundation and base layers. Oh, I did that too. Like earlier in this, I did like, from bare skin out. I didn't do color correcting, but most of the time I don't mess with it. But I can do a separate color, I can do a separate color correcting one too. But yeah, if you went back and watched it on the replay, Diana, this seems to be a total tutorial. I'm just gonna, my Dollar Tree fan. Now, a lot of people who aren't very experienced with makeup will wonder why we use a setting spray. And especially with all the layers, the layers of patterns when you use our products, you have all of these different layers of powder. What the setting spray does is it kind of melds them all together. So it's not so layered. It's just like one, it's more cohesive. And a lot of them will also help your makeup last longer. But the real purpose of setting spray is just to make it look less powdery, to make it look more natural and more part of your skin. Anya Imovic. I'm sorry, Imovic. I always screw that up. How are you? You guys, you should check out Anya's channel. She is fantastic at makeup. She's a professional dancer and she's stunning. Yeah, it's like if she weren't so nice, we would totally hate her, but we can't because she's adorable. But yes, that is the purpose of the setting spray, is to make the makeup look more part of your face. Perky, hi! Yay, Perky's here. I'm so happy. Yeah, wow. I've just been doing like a total, I am in review. I've been doing a total like contouring, shading sort of tutorial because it was real slow starting up today. I'm in review. Woo, 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 woo. The last stuff, of course, is mascara. Should I actually use my eyelash curler today? Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I'm really happy about it. My sinuses are killing me, but I'm really happy about being in review. So the eyelash curler, to lift them up. Mine are stubborn and they don't like to stay curled, but I'm going to just do the curling for the effect since I've been doing the whole thing. And again, for me, the purpose of the eyelash curling is to lift the lashes and thus lift the appearance of the eyes. I've been trying to lift everything. All of my contouring and everything has been all about lifting my face, because my face is trying, much like my boobs already have, to go south for the winter of my life, and I am resisting it with makeup. The boobs, I just need to crank up with, with a lift bra. That's it. I don't know if it's my allergies. I've been in the house for so long. It might be, because I'm very allergic to like dust and all that stuff. And I haven't been like getting out in the world so much. Okay, there we go. You have to be really careful with these dang eyelash curlers. That's why I usually skip it. But today, for the purpose of the total demo, the total tutorial, I'm going to totally do things. So yeah, do it a couple times. Now, some people like to do where they clamp and then clamp. I don't do that. That's, again, a personal choice depending on your own individual anatomy. For me, and I do actually own a mascara primer, but it's in my closet and I don't want to mess with going to get it now, so we're just going to stick with regular old mascara. I'm so excited though. I'm in review. Oh, poor Lee. She said, I love my allergies. Not. I will not leave home unless I've had antihistamines at least 30 minutes earlier. All of my allergies pretty much are what they call environmental allergies, not outdoor allergies or plant allergies. Like I'm allergic to cockroaches and dust mites and animal dander, all that stuff. So being outside is generally better for me. Thank you, Perky. I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. Of course, I want to make sure I stay solidly in review for the review process, so feel free to still run some stuff. Actually, no, Diana. People would think that, but fake lashes usually go on before mascara, but after everything else. Although some people put them on before eyeliner and then they kind of fill in. I'm not super experienced with fake eyelashes. I've done a couple of videos where I try them and I need to play with them some more. I just haven't been doing it lately, so I guess that'll go on the list of things to do. I also have a couple crazy ideas that the subscribers have given me that I want to do, but I gotta buy the stuff. So keep an eye out for some stuff that sounds crazy. But yeah, I do have a couple videos where I'm trying to use fake eyelashes with some limited success, but I do need to play with them some more. Let's see. Oh yeah, me and gluten too, girl. Lisa, she's allergic to cats, penicillin, dairy, gluten, grasses, and pollens for her. That sucks. And then people see her and get paranoid with the sneezing. Oh, great. Perky says she's filming a lash tutorial, which makes it easier to apply. Cool. I will have to check that out because I'm still learning. I've only tried a couple times. I have a few pairs of fake lashes now, but I'm lazy. I am. And in general, with lashes, I don't like for myself the like really thick lash look. I like them to look more natural. Diana says she looks better with them and she used to wear them a lot. Now she's starting to wear them again. Yeah, like I have some, I think I tend to prefer more natural looks. So, but I did find some lashes that I liked at TJ Maxx, but then I haven't found them again. So I'm being like a little careful. Like I don't want to just destroy them before I actually get to use them on an occasion, which is probably why I haven't been messing with them much, because I just haven't found enough of them that I like. But here we go. Voila. A full subtle face. I did that too, Perky. She applies the glue to the lid line so it warms up faster and you set the lash on. Yeah, that's what I do. I bought the black lash glue, so I just run it there. Now, if I want, actually, since I have a minute here, something else that one can do to help their eye look. Ah, dang it. I got a little bit of schmutz there. Let me fix that. Okay. We have to correct the schmutz. That is a technical term, right? I'm actually going to go in, and I should have done this before I put mascara on, but oh well. I'm going to go in and do a waterline tight line on the top here. Just to make sure there aren't any gaps there to make the lashes look fuller. So you see the difference between the two? I usually don't do this either because, again, I'm lazy, but I'll do it this time because what the heck. Remember when we used to do waterline like all the time and then we would just kind of wait for it to run? Like you'd take those Wet n Wild pencils and the lighter. Diana should remember. She's more my age. That was the thing in the 80s. We would take a lighter to a kohl pencil, usually like Wet n Wild or something like that, and then you would do the water line on the upper and the lower, and then it would just kind of meld into the look. Now for me, I don't like to do anything with underneath my eyes. I don't like to put eyeshadow underneath it. I mean, sometimes it'll kind of transfer there when I'm doing my makeup, and then I just run some concealer up, and I'll have like a thinner line of makeup. But I don't like to do it for myself because I feel like it brings my eyes down, brings the look of my eyes down, and I'm trying to keep them like lifted up. Lift it up. Lift and separate. But yeah, so I don't choose to line my lower lids. I don't put mascara on my lower lashes. I sure as hell don't put lower fake lashes on. Hell no. Because I'm just kind of trying to make this whole thing here like vanish and just go up as which is possible. But again, you know, it depends on the individual's face structure. Some people look great with, you know, very dramatic, even lower eye makeup and makes their eyes look big and round. But for myself, it's not a look I like. Okay. Let's see. Lee says she has thick reading glasses, so she prefers mascara that lengthens. L'Oreal Voluminous and Max Factor in the black tube. And see, they don't sell Max Factor in the US anymore. I actually have a Max Factor mascara, but that's from a friend overseas. I think that was from a giveaway from overseas. Yeah, Perky says she only has to tighten the outer and inner corner and she's done. She can do both in 1 to 2 minutes. Oh, it depends, Diana. She said she's heard about that, but then as far as putting stuff on the waterline, but then she's heard it's not healthy. It depends. There are pencils designed for the waterline. Urban Decay has one, like a black waterline pencil, and I think they might even have it in a couple other colors. But yeah, there are actually products specifically designed for the waterline, and those are fine. Ooh, Perky said she has a hard time doing the top waterline because she's allergic to lots of liners and mascara. Oof. See, I was really nervous about trying fake lashes for a long time because I'm sensitive to a lot of adhesives. But I didn't have a problem with the one that I used. So that was the Kiss lash glue that comes like with a brush that you use like an eyeliner. So that worked fine. I didn't have any problems with it. So yay. But yes, adhesives make me very nervous. So anyway, here is my face from the full tutorial for today. Feeling pretty good about that. But hey, you guys, my sinuses are absolutely killing me, and I think it's about time for me to wrap it up for tonight. I'll probably come back in a couple of days. I'm super excited about being in review, so I want to make sure to keep that going. I don't want to dip out of review because, oh my God, that would suck so much. So I'll probably come back in a couple of days, maybe a little earlier. Keep an eye on my community tab. If you're catching me on the replay, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And I really hope that, that people are able to make some use out of the tips that they've heard here today. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Please feel free to run some playlists on replay, like, subscribe, comment, share, all of that good stuff. Feed the algorithm beast, especially now that I'm in review. And thank you, Anya. She says, have an amazing rest of the day. Have a great day or night, everyone, depending on where you are. Weird color guy. Oh, we're just heading out, dude. I'm so sorry. But I'll catch you in a day or two. So thank you all so much, my butterflies, and of course, flutter by.